Hey, this is Spirits, Tunes, and the Tarot, and I'm your favorite Spirit DJ Brie. Welcome back to the station, everybody. I am glad to be here tonight. Sorry I haven't been here for a while. I've been busy, man. You know, making that moolah. I love it. It feels good, man. It feels good to be back in the mainstream again. All right, let's get it off. Let me get this all cleared off, man. Everybody wants to use my desk as a catch-all. Actually, I ate toast here in the morning. All right, let's see. Let me get y'all hooked up on the live. Where's it at? Okay. All right, here we go. It's What's Up Wednesday. What's up? You know how they always say that? I love that. Okay. All right, everybody. Let me welcome everybody into the station. What's up, everybody? I am so glad to be on. I've been trying to just figure out a schedule to get on here. Got other things going on. You know, just everything's just going so fast. You know, I'm trying to learn to get a schedule. I just work better with a schedule. Been meeting a lot of great people lately in the job that I do. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Shout out to Paula, if she's on the chat. Welcome aboard. Yes. She's got some really good energy. 110. Yeah, so we've got some people that are coming aboard. We'll wait a few minutes. All right, how this works for newcomers. Get out a notepad, things like that. I haven't done any videos for a while. I may start doing those again because I do videos on sometimes movies. I haven't been able to watch a lot of movies in a long time because I'm busy. And then of course, the people that I do share place with, it's Bear TV, so they're fair and all that. It's cool. How this works, I give numbers, things like that you go check out for the angel numbers. I give facts, clarity. I read the past energy. Hello, Alexander. How you doing? Welcome aboard. I read the present energy, past energy, and sometimes possible future energy, but it's for clarification, confirmation, and of course sometimes informative. I teach you how to manifest your best life, how to keep it emotionally intelligent, even though it's different than you may be used to, but it does work. It's not easy, but it does work. Hello, welcome aboard. I am. I'm feeling better. Every day is better. I'm glad this year is finally here. Happy New Year's to everybody. And happy birthday to my Capricorns and a very special Capricorn his birthday will be tomorrow. Happy birthday to my son. And Elvis, of course. Of course we got to have Elvis, man. I'm the #1 fan, and he's still alive, He might be a little old and decrepit, got a cane and stuff like that. Maybe he's in a wheelie, really nice old pink Cadillac wheelie. Yeah, all right. Now, for all of those new people, I read the energy of those genius lyricists, I passed away in 2019 on the table, and my life changed drastically forever, a lot more than it was before. So I'm able to read energy even better. Energy doesn't lie. People's lips move. You know they're lying. It doesn't matter what it is, even if it's the simplest, stupidest thing. How do I look today, dear, in this beautiful moo-moo? You look great, darling. You know what I'm saying over here? So it's just stuff like that. We don't always need to, but we're trained to do that traditionally. Why not? We've been lied to most of our lives, right? Everywhere. Manipulated, gaslit, you name it. All right. 808. Yes. All right. Star date 1/7/2026 at 8. What time is it? 33 p.m. Ooh. No, 9:33 p.m. Central Time. Yes. Okay, man, I'm just going. I just got so much energy, and I just got off of work. 68 degrees, mostly clear. It wasn't clear today. It was foggy. Phew, I tell you. So tonight is Wednesday. So whatever. What's up? I love Scream movie. Oh, I do. What's up? I just love that. Sarcasm is one of the gifts I do offer. And if you're a troll and you come on here and you try to distract me, judge me, pick on anybody, I'm going to give it to you. So if you want it, ask for it. Do you know what I'm saying over here? I'll make you feel this small and don't even cuss you out. Because when I want to tell you what I want to tell you, I don't have to cuss you out. That's too vague for me because I have no idea what's in your head, right? I only know about what you show me. So I'm going to tell you exactly what I think of you. There ain't no qualms about it. So if you want to mess with Nana over here, just bring it. Hello, Heather. How are you doing? Welcome aboard. Shout out to Paula. She's awesome. Nice lady I met today. Man, she's really cool. Got a lot of energy. She and I have similar things. She knows what I'm talking about. So, you know, people that are spiritual, that have a connection to God, the universe, not just religious people. You know, they just practice religiously doing something. Not always good, you know. Some of them are hypocrites. Not all of them. So if you have a connection to God, then I ain't talking to you. Okay? And don't question my God, okay? I love God. Your name is Bella. Nice. Nice to meet you, Bella. You have a snowly. What's the snowly? Oh, hold on a second. Let me get something to drink here. I need some water. Hold on. I'll be right back. I'm just going right over here. And don't make fun of my accent. I ain't telling you where I'm from. All right? Don't make fun of my accents. They change. Mostly Cajun, though. When I talk in my language or my accent, then I don't stutter as much. When I have to speak clearly, so I'm understood, and I have to enunciate, then, you know, I stutter. So if you don't like people who stutter, you know where to go. Swipe left, swipe right. All right. Man, everywhere I go, I get things, man. Ooh, 7044057. Ooh, divinely guided. Definitely the fourth house. Definitely changing. And the year of the horse, guys. So for all you Saggies out there who got it in your chart, you're going to manifest well. So keep that positive mindset. Don't let distractions mess you up, okay? Don't do it. I don't care what the reason is. If you have to get away from toxic people, gaslighters, do it. They ain't doing nothing but distracting you from your purpose. So let them focus on your purpose while something's coming up behind them. You know what I'm saying over here? That's what I'm saying over here. Because I'm focusing on where I'm going. You know, I'm not... Winners look at the prize. The losers look at the winners, you know what, behind. Hello? Hello, hello, hello? All right, y'all put your earphones on so we don't upset the other folks that may not understand what we're talking about. If they want to learn, they'll put some earphones on too. So if the kids are sleeping, we don't want to wake them up. All right? And this is so you can get a better hearing. If you have to go back and rewind, that's okay. Because we just keep going forward, all right? So climb on the board, guys, especially you Capricorns. I might pull a card or two for you guys, all right? And get your pen and paper in case you have to go back and review a song. Now remember, this is the frequency. Hey, when you go up to the buffet, don't be a greedy behind. You know what I'm saying? Let somebody else have some. You can't eat it all. You know, and then you're going to have to walk 20 miles up a hill, barefooted in the snow. Like we had to do when I was growing up. Man, my parents used to say they had it bad. You know, they used to have a pity party. You know, a pity party for them, I tell you. What's up, Pam Bear? What's up? Y'all can tell, man, I'm manic tonight. I got so much energy. I've been in a good mood today. Was a little melancholy for a couple of days, but, you know, it's probably due to the weather. And then Arthur coming to visit, man, when you get my age, you better take care of yourself when you're younger. You know, don't play basketball, don't do karate, don't ride horses, you know, don't bowl. You know, just sit on your pretty little behinds, which most of you trolls do, because that's all you know how to do. You ain't got no life. You come on here and start picking on everybody. I don't like bullies, man. I've been dealing with them all my life, man. Those are the biggest narcissists, weakest people. That's gonna get a bunch of people to go after, you know, one person, and they still kick the behinds. If y'all only knew my secrets, you wouldn't mess with me. You know, I got a legion of bullies behind me. What you been up to, Pam Bear? Happy New Year's. Thanks to my moderators. They're so awesome. Always, always, always. Pam Bear has been with me for a long time. And she's been with a few others in between. You know, she had to go find somebody to moderate because Spirit's gone through some changes. I swear that's my path number, change. I got Scorpio in my chart, and where my Scorpio is Venus. So y'all need to watch out. You know, I'm the kind of person, I'm never bored. But, you know, I don't like boring people. And the boring people I'm talking about is the only people that want to be fake and phony around other people and, you know, join the bully parties. Or they have boring porn porn problems. You know what I'm saying? That's the same repetitive thing over and over. You'd think that would get boring. I mean, you just change the clothes, change the position, blah, 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 blah. Change partners. That's boring. I'd rather make fun with one. Yes. I have a lot of fun with one. But, you know, when they don't treat me good, start, you know, not treating me nice, you know, I get a little bored with them. So I don't want to play with them anymore. I'd rather go do something else. You know, licking an envelope, putting something in the envelope, and, you know, licking the stamp is more appealing. You know what I mean? You know, like people don't like to have a conversation. If I can't get a conversation with somebody, then I'll go to somebody else that has a brain. You know, matter of fact, we ought to send them to the wizard. The wizard didn't do much either. Hello, Miranda. Welcome aboard, child. Thank you, man. Man, right now I got 2 jobs. I got another one trying to come up. I got 3. Jeez, man. I'm getting calls from everybody, man. It's like I'm booked and busy, man. So I'm trying to get a schedule where I can get at least on here 2 to 3 times a week. But I got to get the schedule. I'm waiting to see about this other job. It's a little more money, so I can schedule it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm working, man. I'm working some long hours every day. 2288044, and it's good considering I was homeless here not too long ago, right? But I got other things coming up. I got people working and helping. So, you know, I just want to say, you know, there's different types of homeless people out there, and I'm going to explain that. There's homeless people out there that, you know, of course, are on the street, don't have much. And there's another guy, Ivory Soul Journey. He's a good preacher. He's not on the pulpit anymore. But I like him a lot because he's one of the angels out there. You know, it's the humanitarian crisis we're in. And one of his past shows was today or yesterday was talking about it. You know, there's different types of homeless people, and I'm giving Ivory his kudos. You know, I can't wait to meet him soon enough because we live in the same city or close to each other. There's people that are living in other people's houses. You know what I'm saying? Because their credit or they've lost jobs or not making enough. And then those people are also living with other people, and you know they're like one paycheck away from losing everything. So you guys, you know, treat people nice, you know, because there's some people that's living on mommy and daddy's couch and they're like 50 or 60 years old. You know what I'm saying? So those people don't have homes either. So it's really hard to get to a stability and keep positive and keep going forward. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot more out there than you really think. You know what I'm saying? Other than the people that are standing in the soup lines. And this guy's got some really good ideas, and I think that the politicians ought to start listening. If they want to get kudos and get their, you know, ego stroked, then they should start listening to the people that are actually out here dealing with it, right? And then, of course, you got the addictions and things like that because people just don't feel good about themselves. You know, they can't take a shower, or they're living in a place that's about ready to fall down. I mean, you know, people are just struggling out here. So, you know, if you keep looking down on people, one of the days you're going to be just exactly there. You understand what I'm saying over here? You know, you're hungry, you're starving. You know, you're not on drugs. You're not doing all that. You're still trying to do the right things, you know. And people are judging you. They don't want to stop and help. You know, they just turn a blind eye because they think they're so good because they, you know, they got money. You know what I'm saying? And I've met a lot of people that had money and I didn't like them. I've met people that didn't have money and I didn't like them. So if you don't treat me right as a human being or with respect, then keep your behind over there. I'm serious. I don't care if you're blood or not. I'm not going to disrespect people, not in front of me. And I will say something about it, and I do every day. People don't like it, too bad. You know, I stand up for myself because I've had a lot of people not stand up for me, even when I was struggling. So, you know, think about that one, because one day the person that you treated like crap, you're going to be coming to them. Just remember that. All right. All right, now let's get off that soapbox. What's that? What is that? Pam, do you play Steal a Brain Rot? Can you give me something? Oh, Roblox. Miranda, how old are you, honey? I mean, people play games, you know. It doesn't matter what age you are. You know what I'm saying? I play Monopoly. So, we only have people that are 18 and above on the show. Not that I try to say anything that's wrong, but, you know, I don't promote that. You shouldn't be here because you should be being a kid, not being on adult channels, period. All right, guys, let's get your ears on. All right? We are on 80s on Pandora Shuffle Radio. Nothing's gonna stop us now by Starship. So what that's telling me already, all right, what's up is the fact that, you know, we're on that ship and getting ready to go. So the train is fixing to take off now, and Spirit's fixing to be in the house. So let's get ready to rock and roll. See what Spirit's got for us tonight. Yeah, it's Polar Seltzer, guys. I love it. All right. Okay, so nothing's gonna stop us now. Life's better with the soundtrack. You're right, y'all. Listen to the right frequencies. Okay, so nothing's gonna stop this train, and nothing's gonna stop my dreamers. All right, dream weavers, let's go. Manifest your best dreams. Let's see what Spirit's got tonight. Let's go ahead and play with the wizard cards. I love them. Thanks to John B. Love you, brother. He's an awesome man. He's such a giver, and he's just a good person. I don't like nice people. They're fake, phony, shallow, you know, and they're so sweet to the point it makes you want to be sick. You know what I'm saying? So let's go, guys. It says, put your hands in mine and let's not look back. Look around us. Everything's falling apart. But we can make it if we're heart to heart, which means can build this strength together, standing strong forever. Nothing's gonna stop us now. With this world full of lovers, we'll still have each other. So somebody, nothing's gonna stop. This is a power couple. Because they're heart to heart. Their hearts are as one. Or switched. We've talked about that before. Somebody doesn't want to lose you. So somebody wants to stay here with you. Times see it through. So somebody wants to so somebody wants to work this out with you. This energy's going on. Let them say we're crazy. What do they know? Surround me, baby, don't ever let go. So this is somebody that wants to be with you and doesn't care what the world says. Well, it's about time, because if you worry about what other people say, you're not going to be happy. And if these people are judging you or your happiness or your love, then they're not for you. If they're treating you or your person bad, then they're not for you. So if you're trying to be a part of that, would you want to? Seriously. When you get in a relationship, it's you and that person. You need to stand up for your choices. So if you're trying to please other people, then you're pleasing them, not yourself and not your person. And as long as you keep letting them do that, it's always going to happen and it's going to get worse. You know, you let people interfere in your relationship, you ain't going to have any. And they're not going to be there when you need something, you know, just saying. All right, let's go. What does Spirit have to say? What does the wizard got to say? Well, we know the wizard hid behind the curtain, right? He had the heart, but he liked all that ego, right? Right? Build this place together, turn this strong forever. Nothing's gonna stop us now. If this world runs out of lovers, you know, I don't see a whole lot of love, but because when you're in that energy and that vibe, you're only gonna attract that love. So if you don't have somebody in your life, then love yourself, date yourself, go out and do things, you know. I do. And I go do things with friends. I get invited. You know, sometimes I feel like it, but then, you know, I like to do the different kind of jobs. I don't like the same thing over and over, you know. And I try to have fun with my jobs, you know, and I meet a lot of interesting people. I mean, people from all over the world. And when I'm around them, they give me something. I learn something. I just learned today that Hawaii has a mountain. And you can go skiing over there, and then you can see the ocean. I'm like, wow, so I learned something today, you know. And I'm meeting pilots. I mean rich people. I mean neighborhoods. I mean, it's just freaking amazing. You know, just people from all over the world. Simple mind. Somebody's got a simple mind. They need to broaden their mind, you know. Don't you forget about me. So somebody does not want you to forget about them. Well, they will if you ghost them and you don't talk up or speak up. You know, they say out there that if it was meant for you, it's not going to pass you by. It is if you let it go, or you don't take, if you take it for granted, that it's always going to be there. You know what I'm saying? It will pass you by and go on to something else. Think of the tender things we're working on. So somebody wants you to remember the things the way they used to be. What's in your heart, baby? Don't you forget about me. Okay, so we got the Knight of Spears. Ooh, baby, that's not a good card. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. That's a narcissist that is nasty mouth, doesn't care about anybody's feelings. And then we got the Page of Spears. Ooh. That's a sneaky person there. That's somebody who just stalks. I'm going to read a little bit more on that one. At least on these cards. Give me one more, Spirit. So we got somebody that's just, you won't recognize me. Won't call my name. So somebody's afraid you ain't going to call their name or remember them because they've been such a Knight of Spears, you know? That's air energy. Both of them's air energy. So we got a lot of communication in here. This is, excuse me, Mercurian energy. 2099048. Y'all hit the like button. It would be appreciated so we can get some more views in here. Not that I don't have them. I get a lot of those. I don't always ask for the thumbs up, but you know, you got two of them, so share. It doesn't cost you much. Y'all are cheap. All right, so we got the Death card. Okay, we got quite a few here. I'm going to go ahead and pull them out. So somebody's insecure. That's what the problem is, and that's what this Knight of Air is. And this person's going to be alone if they don't stop. Whoever it is, male or female, I don't care. Just the energy here. And then you got your Page of Spears, you know. All right, so then we got the Queen of Cans, which is the Queen of Cups. She is very emotional, you know, spiritual. All right, that's water energy. Then we got the King of Cans. Oh, my God. So we got both of them together upside down. Ooh, baby. So you got them on, ooh. And then you got, oh, wow. So then we also got the Five of Spears. Ooh, that is freaking. Oh Lord, let's just stop for a second on this one. Jeez, man. When you walk away, you know, if somebody ghosts you, changes their number, blocks you, whatever, they expect you to chase them. I mean, come on, they didn't give you no choice. So then you just say the heck with it, let them go. Then they're gonna get mad, you know. And then they're gonna. This person's really worried about walking on by because they did dirty, man. Ooh. All right, what do we got here, Spirit? So we got the Queen of Cups on top of the Knight of Spears. So this Knight of Spears is, of course, in and out, right? It can be taken a few ways, you know. They're emotional all over the place, right? This person is looking, you know, maybe this is an older person, you know, but it's a wise person that knows a lot. Very spiritual person, right? And then you got this Knight of Spears, but look at that tree, man. You know, and the apples don't fall far from the tree. That's what I got. Oh, my Lord. Oh, so this person comes from that kind of narcissistic, no feeling person. Or they hold back, right? And they need a cure. Here we got Cancer energy over here with Andy Anderson. Pray for anybody. I hope they don't have it. Then we got the Page of Spears, which is, that's no communication, but it is stalking, right? And it's nasty communication. Maybe they got it, you know, it's blocked. Let's just put it that way. And then you got the King of Cans upside down. So this person here doesn't care about anybody's emotions. They're all over the place. They hold back, right? So we got Word Up, Cameo. Ooh. Free party situation. Look at that. Word up. So something's up, right? Like we said, what's up? This is up. This is what's up. Okay? So this is going viral. So maybe some people are talking, gossiping. A lot of mental anguish here. Yeah, like you don't care. So somebody doesn't care. Didn't care about somebody's feelings, right? Shame, shame on you, you nasty little narcissist. Why don't you go look in the mirror? You know what I'm saying over here? That's what you liked. You think you're so hot. You know what I'm saying? That's somebody that likes attention, negative attention. Anything that wiggles, they go for it. Gee whiz, let's get it down to it. Anybody resonate? Hit them 100. Hit the 100. All right, let's go with the Knight of Spears on here. I like reading these. It's pretty cool the way they come up with these. This person acts real cool, but underneath, they're boiling. They're acting like fools. And it's all about self-gratification. It's not about anybody else's emotions, right? Okay, we got the Queen of Cans. Upright. Auntie M is our empathic Queen of Cans. She's an empath. So this person's dealing with an empath. This Knight of Spears, and that's all he is a knight. He ain't even a knight in shining armor. He pretends to be Mr. Captain Saber. 304 in progress. All right. Auntie M is our empathic Queen of Cans. And rightfully so. Her concern for her farm. So this person's concerned, right? She's concerned about her home, her stability, her well-being, and her family, right? Maybe somebody lives on a farm. All right. Her concern for her farm, family, and home honor. Hello? She has honor. So this guy don't honor nothing, nobody. All right. Those aspects of this compassionate queen. This person has compassion. And I think this Knight of Cups wants that compassion because they've been not so nice. They didn't have that. But they look to this person for that. Okay, now my cool ass accent's Italian accent coming out. You don't like it? Go to the French one. Okay? All right. And home honor those aspects of this compassionate queen. So this person needs to honor her. Or maybe they dishonored her. Ooh. Maybe they dishonor their family. Maybe they fell from grace. Maybe. When this card graces a reading, oh, there's that word, isn't it? View it as a sign to trust your feelings, even if they do not make sense in the moment. That's called trusting your gut, and she does. This person does. This person, ooh, we're going to read on him too. All right. Even if they do not make sense in the moment, intuition is just as powerful as logic. You know, when you know something's not right, don't do it. If you're not sure, just, you know, be patient and wait a minute. If you're darn sure, you shouldn't have done it. You know, maybe this person disregards. Okay, here we go. Run to You by Bryan Adams. Somebody wants to run back to this queen. I can see why. All right. So that's about the queen here, right? All right, so let's see. It's gotta. So this person, so this queen is in love, and he's saying this guy here. So this guy is fooling around behind this queen. But he likes that thrill. If you didn't know, cuz when it gets to be too much, because he can't handle his feelings, right? So he goes and runs to somebody else. When the honeymoon's gone, he runs to street meat, commercial company, whatever it might be. Did that rhyme? Okay. Let's see what the King of Cans upside down's got to do. All right. Reversed. How long had the Tin Man been rusted mid-axe blow? This guy's got creaky cricks. Probably got arthritis. So somebody was tempted. You know, you keep me coming around. So he likes anything that wiggles, looks at him. He thinks he's hot stuff, right? But he ain't building nothing with the little winky over there, because you gotta water your own grass. So when things start getting tough, he runs. Okay. So this has probably been going on for a long time, and the Queen of Cups probably knows it, because she probably got receipts. All right, how long had the Tin Man been rusted mid-axe blow? This person's probably up in their 40s, 50s, 60s, man. Time to grow up, dude, because you're going to wind up lonely with nothing. Like I said about the homeless people, you can't build with that want or that donut. They get stale. Just saying. All right, if he had oiled himself more often. Oh my God, would he still have rusted? Well, he is if he's crying. You know, he probably should have sealed it. What do you call that? Should have wore a cover. Maybe he's homeless, that's why he's rusting. Okay, the reverse King of Cans speaks to a loss of emotional control. Yeah, he's out of control, for sure. And he's probably having arguments and all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying over here? If you are feeling reckless or overwhelmed by your emotions, hello, Mr. Tin Man, do what you need to stay in control of yourself instead of lashing out. Oh, like I said, he's out here lashing out. So it tells me that when things start getting emotional, he can't handle that. So then he takes it out. Maybe he's taking things out because he's hurting women because he's upset at his mother because he didn't get enough attention. So, you know, he goes out and hurts other women and emotionally neglects them, doesn't do whatever. So he just keeps running to this or that and doesn't finish what he starts. Okay. And he's reckless. He doesn't cover up. We're going to see about that in a minute. Or overwhelmed by your emotions, do what you need to stay in control of yourself instead of lashing out. And that includes being kind to yourself when you are anxious, depressed, confused, or afraid. So this person's been afraid. He's afraid to have, or she, let's just go with the energy, of their emotions, right? They don't know how to feel. But I imagine that they want to run back. Maybe they want to know what love is. You know what I'm saying? You got to show it. You know, emotions are things you're supposed to show. So why are you holding back? But that doesn't mean that everything that you show physically is emotionally, okay, tied. Because you can feel that energy. But omission, lying, not speaking on things, not getting things done, and running is, where are you going to run to? Here we go. Tina Turner. What's love got to do with it? Love is an action word, and I'm not saying just a superficial self-gratification, ooey, little tingly feelings here. I'm not talking about that. It's all of it, how you show. You cannot manifest unless you have love with it. I'm not saying that you can't have things, but opposites attract. It's physical. 4011158. Here we go. Stability, right? It's logical, emotional, logical. Okay, so what's love got to do with it? What's love but a thick and handy emotion? What's love got to do? It's got to do with it. Who needs a heart? No heart can be broken. So what she's saying, that this person here thinks, what's love got to do with it if I've got a broken heart? So this person's afraid to love, right? So, you know, this person's afraid of love, okay? They're afraid to give because they're afraid to get hurt. So this person's bringing all their past up into now. Everything in the past is a lesson for now, right? So you can't compare a past person to the person that you have now, because then you're going to react to that and you're going to keep getting the same results, okay? And I've been guilty of that myself, but I keep trying. I'm not afraid of love. I'm not afraid to look for it. I'm not afraid to accept it and reciprocate it. But I'm not going to keep giving and not receiving. You know, that gets old and tiring. You know, and when you have to stroke somebody's ego so bad and so much, they're insecure. And when they got to run to go get attention from some little street meat or somebody that just is superficial, well, what do you think you're going to get? So you're going to vibe on that, and that's what you're going to go to, because whatever you're in is not going to keep staying with you. It's not going to work with you. And yeah, it can be scary with love because you're afraid that person's not going to stay. Well, look, tomorrow's not promised. Enjoy it today. Give your best today. Don't worry about tomorrow, because all you got is right now. So if you keep bringing the same crap into the new one, you're not living in the present. That's depression back there. So we're talking about that here. So let's see what the page of Spears has got to say. What's love? It's like an old-fashioned notion. So what she's saying here, you know, she's seen love. You know, with Ike Turner and all of that, he abused her. He didn't love her. He just loved what she did for him. Okay? But somebody is watching you and watching over you and cares about you and loves you. Because you look at Dorothy and Toto. You know, they're looking at her. They're wishing for her. So, you know, that's all she wanted to do was go home. So somebody wants to go home. You are their home. Hello, Sean. Welcome aboard. You sing that song every morning? Nice. 30113-102. Take on Me by Aha. So somebody's having an aha moment. Take on Me. So somebody wants to take you on. That's good. I'm fine. Smooches, everybody. Yes. All right, let's see what the Page of Spears has got. Does anything resonate? Y'all hit the hearts. Or if you can find a train, if you're on Android or have one of those, try it out. It's pretty cool. So somebody just wants to get it off their chest and say it anyway. They just find it shying away. So somebody's been shy. Take on me, take me on. Somebody wants you to take them on. They're ready to try. Be gone, eternity. So if you pass it up, it's gone, baby. It's gone. I said that earlier if you want to rewind. All right, so we got the page in reverse, okay? We got it. Alrighty, so reversed. Your hesitation to make an important decision, so that's indecision. I just said that, man. It will be gone. So somebody's indecision is still a decision. If you don't make the decisions, the other person can make it for you. They're not an option. You should never treat somebody like you have more options. Period. And you should never let somebody think or feel that way. You know, and if you can't, then you need to be honest. You know, have integrity, right? All right. Your hesitation to make an important decision may signal that you have overpromised and under-delivered, obviously, what may be distracting you or where you might have taken a wrong turn. So somebody made the wrong decision, and they know that. And if they, you know, you don't get things in life if you don't put forth the effort. You know, the coulda, shoulda, woulda's only happen if you don't try or are willing to do it. If you want something, you go get it. But shying away ain't gonna get it. So somebody wants to comfort you and take you on. It would be best to understand what may be distracting you or where you might have taken a wrong turn. So this person has to think about where their mistake was and why they made the wrong turn. That is learning who you are and why you're doing what you're doing. Because whatever hamster wheel you're on, it's been going on for a long time, obviously. And it's not a mistake anymore. And if it's due to stuff in your head or old traditions or other people's opinions of you, well, there you go. You're not being authentic and true to you. You're being true and trying to please everybody else, which is making you miserable because you're making the wrong turns. Okay, you know, that's like not knowing which way to go, and all you had to do was punch the destination in the Google Maps. And it tells you which way to go. And it tells you if you're going the wrong way. And if you go the wrong way on a train track, okay, we know where that's going to go. All right. Once your focus shifts back to the issue at hand, so you need to figure out what the issue was and stand up for it. Because if you stand for nothing or nobody, then nobody's going to stand up for you when it comes time. And you're going to fall for anything. Because you're now the scarecrow with no brain. You will know how to set things right. So somebody wants to make things right, or you need to. Because you can't keep running away from things. Because sooner or later, it's going to get to the point where you are sat down and it's going to cost you. That's being irresponsible. All right, let me take a little breath here. Ooh, baby, look at this. Ha ha. The hourglass, time's a ticking. Look at this. Spirit's talking over here. Time's a ticking. So you better make whatever it is right. Do the right thing if you want your life to be better. You could always do your best to make things right, even if you make a mistake. You understand? Or you want to change your life. So somebody looked at you and stole your heart. So somebody realized what they probably losing, and probably things are complicated, right? So y'all couldn't, they couldn't get on the, so somebody gave up. So somebody gave up too soon or got scared either way, or somebody else was distracting them or something, right? Look who it is, it's Fiona. What's up? Happy New Year's. I'm sorry I wasn't around during Christmas and all of that. My Christmas was very quiet, peaceful. I didn't waste any money. But I did give to some kids. Okay. So whoever this was, a fella be so blind that you wanted me so bad, and I just didn't see it, right? And when y'all walked into each other's lives, you began to rock steady. This person, for whatever reason, my dreamers gave all they had, and this person still couldn't see it. So they want to make you jealous. They already had you. They listen to garbage. This is all this air here. And they let everything and everybody interfere instead of working on this relationship. But then again, like I said earlier, it's got to do with their childhood wounding. So let's see what the Five of Spears is, right? I love reading this stuff. Yes, 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 yes. This resonates. Hit the 100%, guys. Let me know in the chat. I appreciate it if this resonated. And if it doesn't, I'm glad you're enjoying the show. Just keep coming back and then you'll know. All right, here we go. The Five of Spears in reverse. And sneaky, sneaky, monk, little lion man. Talk about scary dude, right? It's in reverse. So he's got courage enough to be sneaky. All right. Reverse. The Five of Spears reverse calls for you to release the old beliefs. Hello? I just said that. You know, old beliefs that ain't working today, that hasn't been working. Hello? Is your life any different than it was before? Or are you still on a hamster wheel? Jesus. So somebody, you walked into their life and made a difference. So now they notice it, but they treated you like they did everybody else, and that ain't going to work either. You probably told them it wasn't. The Five of Spears reverse calls for you to release the old beliefs that you are holding on to, whether it's people's opinions. I mean, how old you got to be on your own? You know, you got to go run back to the parents. You know what I'm saying? Or others. But, you know, you're a puppet. You're a puppet. You're the puppet of the wizard. Okay. Quickly let those go in understanding of what you need to expect of yourself. Your authentic self. Jeez. Will be clear. I mean, if what you want is good to you, and it's, you know, maybe some people just don't want you to be happy. Maybe some people don't want you to succeed. Hello? So, you know, just saying, don't you want to be free to do what makes you happy? Your companions will bring you back into the fold when necessary. In other words, if it's family or friends, if they're not on the right frequency for you and don't care about your happiness, then they ain't for you. Blood or not, family's who you choose. Haha, this has been going around. I want to know what love is. Hello. So you finally find somebody that loves you And it feels good, but you got to go listen to other people. I'm not. I'm not going to jump through unrealistic hoops. And, you know, I'm not going to keep being hurt by people. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not. I've been hurt enough, and I deserve better. So does the collective. You know, y'all want us to make everything for y'all, and you talk about jealous and envy. In case I need it when I'm older. Yes, gotta read between the lines. It's called intuition. I'm not here to make everybody else happy. And nobody gives back? I don't think so. I give to people. I give anonymously, and I give to people with no expectations because I just do that. I try to make their life better. But I also gonna love myself and reserve for myself. And when people treat me bad, I'm going to gracefully bow out. I'm not gonna jump through hoops. And I'm not gonna sit there and let people call me names or do things to me or don't help me when I'm struggling. And try to make me feel bad why they're not. But they want to go make people happy for an image or because they're afraid to be their authentic self and tell somebody, hey, you're not going to give me an ultimatum. You know who I was? You know who I am. So, you know, don't gaslight me. I might not say nothing, but I'm going to go my way. I like being free mentally. I like being able to do things, to have fun, have a good life. I'm not all about the good feel-goods, all about the material things. Do I like good things in life? Yes, I do. But that's not what everything is. If you don't have love, you ain't got nothing. Nothing. You can't manifest that way, and it won't last long. You won't have anybody you can trust on your back. All right, but I do trust myself. Thank you very much. Your companions will bring you back into the fold when necessary. In other words, I'll explain that to you here in a second. It's your turn to trust them as much as they trust you. People have to earn your trust back. Okay? They do. If you respect yourself, you're going to respect others. So you know when they're not respecting you. So if they lose it, they have to earn that respect. You know, some of the old sayings like, you have to earn my respect. No, I'm going to show you who I am. I also know that believe nothing of what you hear, nothing of what you hear. Find out for yourself, vet it, check it out. And half of what you see, because things can be deceiving, right? So that's what I know. So y'all need to go listen to this song. I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. And the sad part about it is I know people who can. But people try to make you feel bad for their bad behavior. They try to make you responsible for their crap. So, you know, when somebody says I don't have to feel nothing about something that somebody does to me, that's baloney. And I can choose to do with what it is that I do when it comes to response. Okay? So, you know, somebody says, I don't need to do this, and I don't need to do that, and I need to do this. No, I don't. I have my own free will and choices. That's it. So I stand up for myself how I stand up, and I will stand up for others. All right. I'm on the soapbox tonight, guys. I'm just letting you know, but it's for the good. Hello. There's network issues. Well, go out and come back in, honey. How are you doing? You're in the kitchen. What you cooking, Pam Bear? Send some over here, man. I tell you, man, I've been eating as much as I can. I'm going to take a little break for a second. Eating as much as I can, man. And I'm just got such a high metabolism and working so much. Feels good to be back in work. You know, I've been putting up with people just doing nothing but giving me setbacks. I should have been this far about a year and a half ago. But at the same time, I've thought about it as well, talking a little bit about myself, that God did what he did to show me that without people, I can do it. You know, because I lost who I was for a little while. If y'all all know me, y'all know my story. So I lost who I was because I was caring for someone else, and their needs came before mine, and that was what it was. And that's what happens when you take care of other people, and you're caring for their health, and you're doing all these things. And in one way, it's very rewarding, and it's an honor. That's the way I grew up. We took care, of our elders, but it's always good when we have some help, especially when you know somebody that's done it, for a long time. And, some of the people I've met, it's amazing because they have thanked me for my service and how much a person that I've done, somebody's watching me. Ha ha ha! Yeah, I'm on the big screen. I've got what? I've got what? Spies and liars, right? Just like y'all do. Somebody's watching me. Somebody's watching you. That's the song on here by Rockwell. Why do I feel like somebody's watching me? Is it just a fantasy? I'm just an average person, right? And there's a difference between being an entertainer or a teacher or somebody on TV, blah, 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 blah. It's not an easy thing to have an image, right? It's hard to live up to that. But I'm a private individual, right? I have no privacy. I've lived in a place where I had no privacy. None. Every move, everything was documented, okay? So it's not anything new to me. So I'm always who I am. So if I have integrity and I walk with it, there you go. So the only people I try to avoid stuff is people behind a keyboard, like a thug, or somebody spying, and that's all they doing. Want to know your business. They're so busy focusing on you, like the haters, whatever. Or people want to see what they do, throw rocks and hide hands. We know who you are, right? So if I am who I am all the time, and people try to go around talking bad about me or gossiping, hey man, I show people who I am. Can you back that up? I doubt it. Because you're living with a mask, right? And you go ghost, and you got to hide, got to change your whole life, got to get rid of everybody you know, because you know what you did. People that change up that quick got something to hide. Me, I don't change, except for the better, hopefully. Okay, or my health may change, or whatever, those kind of things, or my looks, whatever. But it doesn't change who I am inside, okay? Well, nor has it ever. So, somebody's always watching me. I don't got a problem with it, because I tell you what, the Most High is always watching. Always watching. All right? I don't feel safe anymore. Somebody's paranoid, man. Maybe somebody's getting the IRS. Ooh, somebody's being watched by the IRS. Ooh. I have no privacy, so maybe somebody's under that gun now too. It's no fun. But if you're not worried about what you're doing, then it's not going to bother you because you go about your daily business. So that's somebody that has integrity and honor, like we showed in here, right? That Queen of Cups. But this guy here, running, right? Mr. Nasties, or Mrs. Nasties, and those right there, right? Okay? So we had, if y'all go back at that song a minute ago, we had the one with the time. Time's ticking for somebody to change their life before it gets to the point where they ain't got a choice anymore. Because if you keep doing the same thing and it's not a good thing, it's going to get to the point nobody's going to be able to help you, and everybody's going to turn on you because you're too much of a problem. And if anybody's backed you up, you're going to bring it down on them too. So, people have no idea sometimes what my dreamers have been through, and they don't look like nothing that they've been through. And they probably got enough to write some series, some cop series and some books. Make some good money, and ain't nobody can do it because you got the receipts. Because you're smart, that's why. All right, Here we go, the death card. Which, that's scorpionic energy. So we got water and we got air on the board. So this is mental as well as communication. So there's a lot of communication about what all this is about. Okay? So Mr. Rusty over here, you know, he's getting probably up there in age. It's the same there, and you got to stop. Maybe they need to cover the CYA, if you know what I'm saying over here. They trying to, maybe. It ain't going to work. So, you know, they just need to change their ways. And, you know, this person over here is not a bad person. Very loving and caring. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't no pushover either. Here we go. Situation. Ha ha, by Yaz. I love it. I used to dance to this one. So somebody's meeting up. Look at this. Maybe some people need to meet up, or they're going to, which is probably a good idea. You know, can always talk things out. All right, let's see what the death card's about. I'm going to be getting off of here pretty soon, guys. I'll chat with y'all because I got to get some sleep. I'm going to get up early in the morning, go to work. It's nice to just make money right now. It's really nice. I'm trying to get blue eyes for every situation. Through the doorway, I'm a nation. Somebody's for the world. Shut me down. Somebody can't do it out. Don't mess around. You're bringing me down. Don't make sense. Move out. So somebody's telling somebody that this ain't making sense. Don't move out. Where was that? Who's making sense over here? Go back and review. But only for an hour. You just feel power. Somebody says you move right through them. It's going down. Ask me what you won't be long. I don't know what's going on. So somebody's scared. Move around. Bring me down. About don't make sense. Move out. Ooh, I love it. I just want to get up and dance. Love it. I'm getting there. All right, so the death card. All right, so we got upright. First off, each grain of sand in the Wicked Witch's hourglass brings Dorothy closer to death. So somebody might be, you know, closer to that. Just saying. In a reading, death signals your proximity to an unavoidable change. So I just said this, man. I can't make this up. This person's got to change their life if they want their life to be better. It's never too. I mean, it could be too late, right? Oh, he's my lover. Turned against you, he's my brother. Time been a long time now. Get to you somehow. Maybe somebody don't know how to get hold of them. I look at it like this. If they are gossiping about me, they're giving somebody else a break. We'll give them something to talk about, right? All right, getting back to it. When death appears upright in a reading, you are called to meet this change head on by releasing past expectations. So this person expects either two ways. Expecting the worst to happen, so they just run before, you know, they even give it a chance. Or they're expecting the worst to happen at this time, right? Whatever's coming. Sounds like karma, right? Or, you know, they know they've been doing something, so they're waiting for it to happen. And this time it was bad enough that they got to go ghost, right? So, you know, somebody's watching me. You know, maybe they feel like somebody's watching them, right? Okay, so sometimes when you go into a relationship, don't expect what you had in the last relationship to happen now. And maybe that's, you know, where I said earlier, where somebody treats somebody like they do everybody else, but not everybody else is going to react the same because not everybody else is the same, right? So, you know, maybe they're expecting the worst. They're having to meet up. Maybe it won't be as bad as they think. You know, you won't know until you figure it out or be willing to try it, you know. Maybe somebody wants to because time's running out, right? Indecision is not helping you. Just do it. Jeez. There is no stopping the change that is coming your way. So the karma's coming. I would rather make it right and try to do the right thing and then let that karma hit because it's going to be worse. Right? Letting go of old-fashioned beliefs. So this person's got old-fashioned beliefs, misogynistic or, you know, programming or whatever, and it's just not working today. It's old and it's worn out. And the only way to, you know, have the right things or that kind of right relationship or the right way of things to go in life is to change it. Go with the flow. Now this guy's talking about people standing against you, right? But at the same time, it's somebody wants to get to you or it gets to them. It's getting to them. But this is also could be a king on king situation, if you know what I'm saying, because somebody's saying move out because nation's against your brother, and this is somebody saying you're bringing me down. So, you know, whoever this is going through, they're going through some kind of problems here, and it's affecting their life. Letting go of old-fashioned beliefs or traditions may be frightening, but in the end, you'll find that doing so makes room for your own new, unique ones. Like I just got finished saying, guys, all right? Because, you know, we were raised different. Our parents were raised different, but it doesn't work today. Do we want to, you know, make our family proud? Yeah, we do. But it's kind of hard when two scenarios here. Like when the young people expect the old people to be a certain way. They can't because they're older. Their body may not be able to do it, or they don't have a new understanding, you know, of new things. So we have to be patient with them. But the kids don't need to tell the parents what to do. That doesn't work there. That's one. Number two, the parents shouldn't be trying to control their kids' life, right? Now, if the kids come for advice, it's one thing, but they shouldn't be trying to control. Nobody should be trying to control anybody. All right. We got Prince, 1999. Right? In stereo. I love that. So, 1999 to 2019 might have somebody went astray. Forgive me if I goes astray. So like I said, this is about old ways. That's not working. And, you know, the parents should let the kids live their lives. You know, they have to learn their lessons, you know, and I try to do that with my kids. But, you know, they try to control my life. Everybody's trying to control my life. Why don't you worry about yours? You know, if I ask you for something, it shouldn't be that hard, you know, but... You know, people have to let go of things too. You can't keep holding a grudge. You have to let go. Sometimes we have to forgive our parents for just being who they are and doing the best that they could and just say, hey, I love you, but, you know, this is what I want to do. This is what makes me happy, right? And our parents should want our kids to be happy. I know I do. I want my kids to be happy. I don't like to see them sad or upset. All right, let's see what else is going on with this. You know, like times are changing. People are more spiritual, more connected to their higher power, which is a relationship. And that's what religion is supposed to get you to, right? But it depends on which God you're worshiping. You know, different religions worship different gods. You know, I don't worship a God, you know, that's cruel to women, abusive, those kind of things. I don't practice those rituals that are disrespectful to parents. I don't, you know, like people who are hypocrites either. So that's just the way I am. I worship a loving God. Do I fear him more than anybody? You darn right I do. Because I know what happens when I mock him or I disrespect him. And he's the one I want to please more than anybody. He comes first before me. So, you know, if y'all can't handle that, then you don't need to be on my channel. Okay, and if you're religious to the point where you're not supposed to be doing this, you shouldn't even be here. Okay? But I know enough preachers that are doing this, right? Because times change. We are in the age of Aquarius. You know, we are past just the religious stage. We're part of all of it. You know, I like to go to church too where, you know, it's a good vibe. You know what I'm saying? It's not fire and brimstone. We're way past that. And I'm not gonna try to please people who are like that and cruel to other people, period. Don't tell me you're a Christian and you do that. That is not Christ's teachings. That's a judgment, and that's sin in itself, right? I judge a situation, not the people. Because if you don't, you can't have good discernment. You can't see the forest through the trees. You can't make good decisions. You can't help anybody either. Old time rock and roll, parents in the house, here we go. I just said that, old fashioned traditions. Listen to it by myself, so somebody's alone. Today's music just ain't got the same soul. That's not true. Take me to a disco. Take me to a disco. Even get me out on the floor because I can't dance. Just I'll be right for the door. 10 minutes. So that means this person ain't ready to change, right? Right? Ooh, I'm frozen here. All right. Did I stop? Yeah. Yeah, I stopped. Okay. Alrighty, there we go. Darn it. All right, what do we got? Give me some cards, Spirit, and then we'll get out of here. Give y'all some little encouragement. I'll try to come back on tomorrow night. It just depends on what time I get off. You know, I try not to make promises that I can't keep, but I'm trying to figure out a schedule. It also depends on what I need because I got a lot of stuff going on. Trying to catch up, take care of my vehicle and things like that. I got a lot of things going on with it. So I'm really excited about it. Yeah, well, you know, that's, yeah, you're right about cherry picking. They probably don't even know what the stupid things, it's stupid. They're stupid. I didn't mean to say that. Sorry, Father. It has nothing to do with the people that wrote the Bible. It's the people who read the Bible. Okay, you have to know how to read the Bible, okay? And how to pray correctly. And I had somebody tell me the other day, you know, I've been practicing how you taught me to pray and it's working. You know, and then they're checking out some other people who, like, let's just use the example, Carl Jung and different people like that on how they read, you know, the energy. But I believe in the Most High, which is God, and the universe, because the universe is the creation of God, right? So we're all a part of that universe, the particles, that, you know, like ashes to ashes, dust to dust. So we're part of this planet as well. So, I mean, the physical matrix, whatever you want to call it, the everything we're made of is an atom, you know? So, and inside of each atom is, or cell, is a string which vibrates. So, you understand? All right, so give me the card, Spirit. Thank you very much. 40144. Hey, you guys are part of the 144. And, you know, that thing about the 144 that it talks about in the Bible, you know, even back then there was 80 million people murdered because they wanted to, you know, follow the teachings of Jesus. And, you know, we'll go through that now. So, and those were religious folks. They weren't Christian. They were religious folks who later claimed to be Christians. So go check the facts, people. And I can say that because at one time, I was a Catholic, right? Oh yeah, getting back to that before I get started on this. I disowned my father's family because of their traditions and the way that they were. Don't get me wrong, I loved some of them. After my grandmother passed away, the glue was gone. You know, she was the matriarch that kept us all behaving, as I put it. And she wasn't Catholic, but she was a Methodist. And my father was a Catholic, I was Christian Catholic, all that stuff, you know. And I had an aunt that was Catholic. She was a Roman Catholic nun. Kiss. Somebody wants to kiss you. So when my father passed, he didn't let me know. Okay, and there was a lot of things that shouldn't have been done. Well, recently I was trying to look up a picture of my grandmother because I lost some stuff recently, a lot of photographs and stuff. So I was looking for it in the obituary, but I guess they didn't have it. And lo and behold, my aunt passed away last December. Was it last year? Yeah, last year on my wedding anniversary, my physical ceremony, and my new anniversary, the legal one is coming up on the 15th. So, but it's complicated, so I'm gonna celebrate by myself. So I found out she had passed, and I'll be darned, they didn't put me in the obituary, didn't let me know my father passed, and some other things, but that's here and there. And that's one of the reasons why I wrote the law to legalize marijuana. My father smoked all his life. And and it helped his pain. So, and some other reasons. So, I get a lot of people happy about that. I get a lot of kudos and thanks for that and some other things. It's really nice to be appreciated. So, I'll be darned if they didn't have me in her obituary after I told them I didn't want to be in the family no more. I wanted to change my name. And I was going to change it to my mother's maiden name. And wound up getting my name changed anyway to Brie Bragg, so, which is who I am. But my other name that was on there before was my German name, royal name. But in any case, it's funny. I was in the obituary, and I guess even though she didn't, tell me herself and make it right, she did in something that she wrote before she had passed. She passed at the age of 94, which was the same, or 93, 94, the same age as my grandmother. So, even in death, sometimes we get closure and somebody makes amends. So this is part of what happened tonight. So it's just one of my little stories. So, now I'm back into the family that I didn't want to be in. So, like I said before, and I happen to marry into one. It's almost just like that. They're so judgmental that they turn on their own family. So, I don't like being a part of that, and I'm not going to. I'm not going to change who I am, and there's nothing wrong with me to change because I'm a kind, loving individual who has a relationship with the Most High, and the ways that Jesus taught. He was a great teacher. So if you don't like me for that reason, that I'm not boring like you are, that just worries about superficial things, and like we all need things, but your next door neighbor could be a big drug dealer, but he's got a big house. Oh, he's good. Yeah, not necessarily, okay? So if you're rich or poor, if you have a bad attitude towards people and you're nasty, well, you're gonna be alone. So, just saying. So if you don't like me for that reason, then you don't have to. Okay? So if you want to say whatever or think you know about me, or you want to judge me by something somebody else said, you're lost. That's all I'm saying. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to use by you. Some of them want to lose you. Some of them want to be abused. Go, Spirit. Eurythmics. Right? Sweet dreams are made of these. So people are looking for the wrong dreams. Like I said, if you're all about that physical stuff, it's boring. Look at the Diddy parties. That's all it is. It's just a rat race. It's a hamster wheel, and it doesn't bring nothing but destruction. Okay? And I said it, and I ain't changing my mind. And you know what the final destination is on that. Hold your head, move. Moving on. Hold your head up. Moving on. Keep your head up. Moving on. So she's saying right there, keep your head up. Discern, right? All right, let me give y'all one of these. I didn't pull the other ones. I want to do this one. All right, I love you guys, and I'll be back soon. All right? But I got to go get some sleep. But I wanted to come on here. So you just got to remember, people like to use people, but it's how you do it, right? It's how you manipulate, right? You know, we can't do it all. So we need the, you know, the meat guy, the trash guy, you know, those kind of things. So you have to appreciate people for all the jobs that they do. Show your appreciation for people because, you know, there's times you don't get the help you need and you get treated and judged by something that you had no control over, right? So, you know, it's always going to happen. It's going to come around, and it's no fun when you don't have a God you believe in, and you mock him, and you spit on him, and it gives you everything that you need, and you treat people like crap, and it's going to come around one day when it's your turn, and believe me, life's really hard when you ain't got God, you ain't got no friends, and you ain't got no family. But everybody's looking for something, you know, the next best thing, instead of wanting what they have and appreciating. Yeah, my hair's getting long, I'm telling you. I'm fixing to get it cut off. Got somebody that's gonna do some coloring on it, so I'm feeling good, you know. My nails are getting long, all kind of things. So I'm doing it, guys. Alright. Oh, thank you. Y'all are amazing too. My hair's a little dull, but I've been eating a lot of protein. Okay, we got humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. Yes, I love Buddha. I'd rather be a Buddhist, if anything. You know, nobody messes with the Buddhists. But it's in, so somebody's not having any fun anymore. They're not having any laughter, and they miss that. Right? This poor king or queen of swords. You know, go get your happiness. Who cares what your family thinks? Sooner or later, they'll come around, and if they don't, then they weren't on your side and didn't want your happiness, you know? So, you only have one life. You're not here to please everybody, and you definitely cannot make everybody happy. They're responsible for their own happiness. Everyone is. You can show people motivation. You can, you know, you just got to have a little discipline for yourself. You got to love yourself. Love God, love yourself, and it'll show, and show it to others. Like I always say, seek the light, you know, look for it in others. And when you see it, don't try to snuff it out, because you need it too. Be that light, and then show it to the world. Really be it. All right, one more. Hey, I might try to come on this weekend and do some readings for y'all, all right? Let It Whip by Daz Band. All right. Friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. So whoever this was a friend to you. And friends are important, whether they are blood or not, okay? Just because they're relative, blood just means they're relatives. It doesn't mean that they're friends, okay? So that's what you need. You got to have a friendship with yourself and other people. Friendships are hard to come by. And when somebody's good to you, why would you want to ruin it? Really? So if that person was a good friend and is a good friend, you never know. You could work on a friendship again. So build friendships, especially with God and in yourself. I love you guys, and I will see y'all back. Thanks to my moderators, Fiona and Pam Bear. I love you. And Paula, if you were on tonight, Smooches, boo. Hope to see you again. We will be talking. And hit that thumbs up. And I don't even know yet if I can do the hype. That would be great. We are trying to build the channel back for you guys again. So, you know, and there's a lot of other great channels out here uh, on the great web, men and women. And, you know, we're all building and trying to give back to the world. And that's how it gets better. Because you can always find the darkness. And you need the darkness to get light. And I'm not saying darkness is bad because we all have to face our shadow sides. The dark needs the light and the light needs the dark, right? Except in heaven, you know, it changes a little bit, but it's always bright there. Because without the light, you're in total darkness. You're absence of love. And that's what the light is, people. So evil is always out there. And the devil lies to you. Just remember that. Don't believe nothing he tells you. He'll give you little pieces and then all of a sudden he takes it all out. Because you tried to not do the right thing. Just remember your soul has to answer for that. And, you know, sometimes we got to thank those people because they help us out to realize who we are. Right? But I love you guys. And thank y'all for being here and supporting the station where all we do is try to help you in your manifestation. I love the way I run. I love you guys. Until next time. Y'all come back now, you hear? Smooches, I love y'all. Until next time, right here. Brie Bragg, signing out. Spirits off the air. Beta, 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 beta. Damn, got 155 views. Good job. Y'all stay tuned.